You want to get better at FC25 now? Before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? That's the Nil Guys guarantee. We got in-depth tutorials that are not even on the YouTube channel. We show you the theory of something and we show you gameplay examples in a structured format. We also go over real-life football examples that apply to the game and exclusive pro gameplay analysis, full gameplay analysis to elevate your game. We teach you everything from the basics to the meta. Come join at patreon.com/Nil Guys. Links down below in the description. If you don't get better after 1 month, we'll refund your money. That's the Nil Guys guarantee. Links down below in the description. Okay, so the shadow patch. Now let's go over this. I put some gameplay in the background, but let's go over it. Why does the game feel like a shadow patch? And to be honest, I don't blame a lot of people for saying there is a shadow patch because there's a big perception. But what's the actual truth? Now, the problem is the game feels very different. Compared to what we had 2 weeks ago, the game feels much different. It's not, I don't think it's the same as pre-patch. I think pre-patch is a complete different game. We know that. You know, it was completely different. Defending is still there, and people are saying, you know, has defensive AI been nerfed? Can players catch up? Has there been a secret shadow patch? Well, what's really happened is a few things. Number one, people have been adapting to the game. So, you know, like, for example, I've been talking about using players like 85 sprint speed and minimum, and everyone's going around using players with 79 sprint speed thinking they're amazing. They've finally woken up and they've changed players, especially when that patch came out, when defense changed. They were forced to use players that had pace. And of course, people are now defending in much different ways. Before, you could literally run around with your striker and run around your entire, like, you don't have to even defend. You literally just run around with your striker. It's like playing Call of Duty and imagine the game automatically aims for you. It was ridiculous. Pre-patch was possibly, that's why FC is being in such a mess, because people, in my opinion, who don't know about the game have been giving advice. And I understand for casual players why it has to be that way, but it was overpowered. And what's happened now, people have adapted. Also, teams, have a look at some of these evolutions. You know, some of these cards that you could get before, you probably couldn't get some of these cards, right? You're seeing Zidane, you're seeing the pinged pass, you're seeing a lot of these players that got really good stats where previously they wouldn't have these stats. So this is the thing, those players, especially the play style, stuff like that, is really becoming to check. And let's be realistic, everyone now has got some sort of top tier player in their team. This 500k SBC was an absolute steal to get a god tier player. So you can argue things have equalized a little bit more since that patch. But what's the main thing above everything is the connection's been garbage. The connection has been so garbage over the last couple of days or so, especially the last weekend league. They extended it. Is that directly associated? Probably not. But that is the reason why the game feels different. The connection has been horrible. I got a disc. I think I got 2 disconnects, and one on my other account, one on my main account, 2 disconnects. And the gameplay just feels very sluggish. And I think because the game is much faster now, well, not much faster, let me be careful what words I use, but it's slightly faster with the ground passes and stuff like that. It can make the game feel sluggish. This is the whole idea behind this shadow patch opinion. So is there a shadow patch? I would say no. Look, remember, EA are always behind in patches. Do you think they can release a patch and then suddenly change it? Like, this is not like it's not like a company in your back garden, right? You have to understand there's so many checks you have to go through, red tape, so much verification before this can even happen. So that's just what I wanted to mention in regards. So no, there's no shadow patch, but it definitely does feel different. If you compare the game before the patch and after the patch, and how I do this is that I've actually played the game. I have an offline version of this game that's not been updated, okay? And it's got the game from the day one, the game that came out. The defensive AI is completely and utterly different. Granted, right? We know now, even if you look at the pro scene, before it was a complete different situation to what you're seeing now. The gameplay you're seeing now is completely different. So has it reverted back to the old patch? Absolutely not. That's not in question. But I can understand when people are saying, okay, there may be some sort of shadow patch. And I can understand what that opinion is. But that's my point of it. So no, there's no shadow patch. I just think it's people adapting. And also, like my defending videos, normally when I release a defending video, I'll be honest, gone are the days when I'll get like 500,000 views. I might get like 20k views for my defending videos. Those defending videos have gone up. Even the ones that are updated in October. So a lot of people are changing the way they're defending. They're adapting, getting better teams. And that's what I wanted to mention is, in fact, you know, if you want to go here to Twitter, we're going to go here and we're going to type in Shadow Patch FC25. You can see, for example, well, I'm just going to type in the word Shadow Patch. Well, he's probably correct. I have no idea who this is, actually. Should I know who this is? I have no idea. But look, a lot of people are talking about this. Look about this. Well, let's go to latest, right? Shadow patch latest, right? Let's see. Hectic Jukes. Oh, exactly. I was gonna say. I was like, Hectic Juice. I'll tell you something. This guy used to do 4-1-2-on-2 videos, tactics videos. I remember back in FIFA 18 on Reddit, I think it was. Good guy. I don't think he makes content anymore. But I was gonna say, look, as you can see, there's no shadow patch, and it's true. People are not as good as they were before. To be honest, this is why I've always called everyone out. I've always said if you weren't an elite division player, you are not in the elite division. For people like Jukes, pros is completely different. But for the average casual player, if you weren't in the elite division and there's no relegation, put everyone's ego up here. Thankfully, I don't care about hurting anyone's feelings. I don't have any friends in this community. I'm not here to make friends, right? But the average ego was up here. People thought they were good at the game. But when I said they were Division 4, they would get upset. Naturally, I don't blame them. But the no relegation of the past 2 years has given everyone a false perception. Even now, the entry into elite division, it's such a low level. If people think it's a high level, it's higher than last year, don't get me wrong, but to enter in, because when everyone gets relegated, top tier players just speed through into elite division, where everyone else, they have to then battle it out for the season. And then as more and more people go into like Division 2 territory, Division 1, because you can get relegated back, right? That then funnels, I would say, lesser skilled players into that section, and therefore, if you're an average player, you can then progress because you're versus those lesser skilled players who eventually get there. So that's another reason why, and that's why people are saying, "Oh, I don't like the patch." That's the reason why. So yes, there is no soft patch. I understand the perception, why people think it's like that, but most definitely there is no shadow patch. I don't know why it's a thing. Anyway, the point is, I cut this part of the video because I was going in a tangent. But anyway, the point is, look, there is no soft patch, there's no shadow patch. I understand the perception of it, why it's changed, but it's mostly down to people adapting, people understand the game better, people getting better at the game, because when the patch changed the game, and I said before the patch and after the patch, it's night and day, the difference in gameplay, absolute night and day, especially in terms of AI defense. And ultimately, I would say, is connection. It's kind of sad that we don't have a consistent gameplay in terms of connection wise, but let's be realistic, there's only certain things we can control, and that's one thing that we can't control. So we can try to do our best to improve it, but let's be honest, sometimes I have this theory in life, sometimes in life, if you can't control something, there's not that much you can do about it. You can try to make the best of it, but you know how it is what it is. But that's just my opinion on it. Hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching, and definitely check out the pro scene as well. Some really good games, especially when I learn some games, and I got full footage analysis on some of these pro games as well on my Patreon, patreon.com/NeilGuides. Links down below in the description if you want to get better FC. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace.